Thank you, Nicola. Our next speaker is Ben James, who's the CEO of Aurora Dairies, which owns and operates a diversified portfolio of highly productive properties across Southeast South Australia and the Southwest, Northern and Gippsland regions in Victoria. Ben's remit is to ensure that Aurora Dairies sustainably produces high quality dairy products in a safe and efficient manner to deliver superior value for Aurora's investors, people and communities. Ben's going to be talking to us today about people, safety and culture. So thank you, Ben, and over to you. I can see you're sharing your screen and that looks great. You're on mute.
Okay, thanks, Sabrina. So you can see the presentation okay?
Yep, looks great.
Okay. All right, well, yeah, thanks for the introduction, Sabrina. Really pleased to be here and looking forward to talk to you all today. It is a little interesting talking to the screen and not being able to see everybody. Obviously, it would have been much nicer in person, but really looking forward to run through today, talking about people, safety and culture in our Aurora Dairies business, their significance and role too in de-risking our future dairy business. Okay, what am I going to run through? I'll run through a bit of a snapshot, some background, Aurora Dairies, who we are. I'll talk a little bit about some of our recent expansion and also managing key risks through that expansion. Talk about safety, talk about a number of our strategic key pillars, which is a good lead on from what Nicola has talked about. What are the objectives of our strategic key pillars? And talk in a little bit more detail about a couple of the key strategic key pillars being people, safety and culture, and also information management systems and data insights. Okay, so who are we? Warrakirri Asset Management has been managing Australian agricultural businesses for more than 25 years. It invests funds in agricultural assets on behalf of Australian, Canadian and European pension funds, as well as high net worth individuals and private family offices. We have two large national diversified cropping businesses. There's also a diversified agriculture fund and a Warrakirri farmland fund. The two cropping businesses and the dairy business, they're own and operate businesses, so we manage those top to bottom. The other two funds are more focused on sale and leaseback of agricultural assets. So Warrakirri Asset Management is the investment and property manager of Aurora Dairies, which was formerly Warrakirri Dairies, and we've been successfully operating dairy assets for almost 15 years. So a bit of a snapshot of our business as it stands today, and we've undergone some significant expansion over the last 2 to 3 years. We own and operate over 15,000 hectares throughout southeastern Australia. We have over 245 employees, milking around 25,000 cows. We also have approximately 14,000 replacement heifers as well, milking on 32 dairy farms with 7 support blocks for heifers and also feed production. So our annualised production will be around 185 million litres. So if we look at those regions, there's a number of dairies here in southeast South Australia. So we have 8 dairy farms through there. Over in southwest Victoria, there's 9 dairy farms. There's 1 at Echuca up in northern Victoria, and then we have 14 in East Gippsland region in Victoria as well. So that just gives a bit of a context of the size and scale of our business. and the regions in which we operate. Okay, so I just wanted to touch base on managing some of the key risks in expansion. So if we go through and look, people obviously a really key piece of operating a dairy farm. So when we're taking on new people or taking on new farms, that transition and onboarding and training and development for those people is absolutely key. Having a really strong safety focus. And so that's about two components. So we do have a strong safety system, but it's really about the safety culture, which is the really important piece. And I'll talk more to that later. But also being clear in terms of what's important to us as a business and our vision and values, which I'll run through shortly. Strategy, so when we're looking at that expansion, being able to acquire quality assets with a focus on increasing feed security across a diversified portfolio. So that portfolio spans a number of different rainfall zones and a number of different irrigation and water supply systems as well. And also as part of that, looking at investing in those assets where it makes sense, and significant investment in effluent infrastructure, for instance, and really a key part, I guess, of contributing also to the local community through that investment. Also about ensuring continuous improvement. So, and I'll talk to our operating strategy, which has a number of initiatives to drive this. Being able to develop data insights that can support strong gut feel decision making, and really being able to empower our team to make timely and informed decisions. So what's our vision as a business? What do we want to be? Safe, speaks for itself. I'll come back to that again shortly. Sustainable, it's important that we're profitable. It's important that we support the communities that we operate in and provide best care for our animals and the environment. Looking after the farm and its environment, it's core business. Looking after our animals' welfare, again, core business. We want to be innovative, and that's really about targeting that continuous improvement. So how can we do things better, or how can we do better things? And you'll see a little bit of that in the presentation as we go through. We want to be best in class. We've got ambition to be the best and want to be world class in how we operate. That's all about being able to deliver great outcomes for our investors, our people, our communities, our animals and the environment. So touching on our values, and we talk about this in our businesses as our, firstly, safety and well-being. We want to be a leader in safety, being able to provide safe and enjoyable places to work. And that's all about being able to all keep safe and keep farming. And again, I'll talk a little bit more about that in future slides. People, absolutely key. Being able to develop and support our people. We need them to be skilled, passionate, and empowered to be able to deliver excellent results. Collaboration is an absolutely key part of this. Being able to all work together as a team, being able to build and share our knowledge to deliver superior results. Having 32 farms is a real advantage. We don't need to make the same mistake 32 times. We don't need to reinvent the wheel 32 times. So that knowledge sharing and building that experience across the business is particularly powerful for us. Integrity, trust, speak for themselves. So really important that we do what's right, we do what we say, and we're open and transparent with each other. Responsible and accountable. We need to own what we do, support each other to be able to deliver excellent results. And a key part of this is pride. Having pride in the assets that we manage and the way that we conduct our Aurora business. Sustainability, supporting the communities that we operate in. and providing best care for our animals and environment. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in future slides. Safety. If we look, agriculture and dairy, we've got a pretty disappointing safety record. And it's certainly something that for us as a business, you know, one of our key values is about being a leader in safety. We've developed a number of initiatives that support our priority focus and our thinking about safety. Safety first, what's the rush, was one of these, and really driving so that everyone gets home safely every single day. Safety is everyone's responsibility, and we really encourage people to stop, think about why is it important to you? Family, friends, children. Safety's personal, and individuals get injured. It's somebody's mum, somebody's dad, daughter, son. And there's a number of things that are really important. Planning an organisation to prevent rushing, making sure that we're well set up for the tasks that we're going to do. And complacency is dangerous. A lot of accidents occur with people doing, experienced people doing things that they've done many times before. Systems and equipment, they're important in that, but culture is absolutely key. And we need all of our people to be safety leaders. Execution, supported by our strategy, all of the little things that our on-farm teams do every day, that's what makes the difference. That proactive planning, organisation, focus is really important to give us the flexibility to be able to capture upside and take actions that minimise our downside risk. Our operating strategy and its initiatives are all about how we can all work together as a team to make our operations easier, more efficient, and ensure that we can continually get better individually, as farms, as regions, as a business, and as an industry. The operating strategy is really about putting a framework around how we manage a number of these key business risks. The strategy builds on a number of our key strategic objectives: reducing cost of production, executing the business of dairying exceptionally well, and we talk about the 5 Ps, responding quickly and effectively to changes in operating conditions. And there's 5 key focus areas or key pillars that have numerous initiatives to support their implementation. The key pillars are people, safety and culture, and you can see I've highlighted the 5 Ps. Sustainable productivity, margin and cost of production, information management systems and data insights, onboarding and optimal operating efficiency. The context: people are the foundation and success of our Aurora Dairies business. Dairying is a complex business that operates in a dynamic environment. It's very dependent on people and requires flexibility in operation with regular on-farm decision making. So the question is, how can we keep that complexity as simple as possible, get the best utilisation of our time, which is a precious commodity on farm, allow our people to capitalise on their strengths, set up decision-making structures that are supported by science and data, and empower our team to be able to make them. What's the objectives? We want to have a safe, successful and profitable dairy business for our investors, people and communities. We want to be able to develop and support the next generation of dairy farmers and contribute to the positive progression of our Australian dairy industry. These key pillars and the associated initiatives support the successful implementation of our strategy and managing our key business risks. What's success look like? We want to have highly skilled, passionate and empowered people who work together in a safe and sustainable manner, utilising information management systems that support timely, effective and efficient decision making that supports ease and simplicity of operations to be able to increase margin and return through efficient use of resources and sustainable productivity gains, to be able to positively contribute to our local communities and improve our natural resources management, encouraging biodiversity, building our soil health and fertility, efficiently using our resources and minimising waste. I'll touch on our key pillar, first key pillar, people, safety and culture. We need people and teams that are safe, skilled, passionate, that are proud and feel valued and empowered. Why are these important? We don't want anyone injured on our farms. Learning, developing and collaborating together supports a skilled team working in enjoyable workplaces, and drives our continuous improvement. Being proud of our farms, proud of our business, and showing our passion for what we do. And also being able to provide the team with the right information at the right time to empower strong on-farm decision making. Some of the other key initiatives, being able to continue to build our safety first and safety leadership culture. We have a safety committee across the business which provides a really strong forum for discussion on safety matters and really building a ground up or shop floor built safety culture. The safety first, what's the rush promotion, and we also have a number of never ever rules which outlines some of the key safety risks in our business. We have a WAM safety system which includes an app. It's really about supporting ease of documenting and recording and addressing incidents and hazards. And again, it's a system that supports how we operate from a safety point of view, but it's really about supporting the right culture. We also have a graduate program, and our graduate program is a 2-year program, which is targeted to support development of future farm leaders. There's 2 8-month farm placements and also an 8-month office placement. And the office placement is really about being able to understand dairy as a business and also as an investment. One of the other key initiatives is really around harnessing the knowledge of our people and our advisors. And there's a number of key pieces of that. And Nicola talked a little bit about the social sense making. And for us, that plays out in the real power of peer groups. And so we have regional peer groups where our team get together and talk about different issues. We also had an annual conference which we had over 500 years of practical farm management experience in the room. And this is a really significant advantage to be able to harness that knowledge and experience. Focus on training and development. Leadership is a particularly important component of this. It's really interesting in agriculture. Most people progress in agriculture because they're good at getting things done themselves. And what we see is that then progresses to a point where it's less about what they're able to achieve themselves and more about how they're able to lead and get their achievement through others. And so being able to develop those skills and get enjoyment out of seeing others achieve is a key part of that. And again, power of the peer group is also a key part of that, enabling people to be able to share their knowledge and experience. Skill training development programs to be able to upskill and really build depth through the farm teams is particularly important. Some structure around this with annualised training program that's linked to farm calendar of events. And one of the other key pieces is being able to link operational actions to the profit outcomes. So being really good at on-farm execution but understanding what's the impact on profitability in those operational steps that we're taking. Engagement, reward and recognition, really being able to acknowledge and celebrate our people and their success. Again, peer recognition is a real key part of that. Career pathway and progression. We have a significant opportunity within our business, and we've got a number of people that have progressed through the business, senior farm hand through to assistant manager to now managing farms. And that's something that we're really proud to be able to develop and see people progress and move up. As I've sort of moved more out of the operational piece and more into the strategic part of the business, this is one of the key pieces of enjoyment that I actually get out of my role, is seeing our people develop, seeing them be able to work together and achieve really great things. And finally, supporting participation in the community and within industry. I was a little bit light on photos, so I thought it'd be good for people to be able to see some nice pictures of some heifers and some of our grass on one of our Gippsland farms. Okay, I'll jump to key pillar number 4, because I think this is particularly important in really supporting our people safety and culture piece. Information management systems and data insights. So this is all about how do we make better use of data so we can make the right decision at the right time more often. And with 32 farms and 25,000 cows, this represents a really powerful opportunity to be able to assess, understand and learn. The data initiatives, why is this important? Dairy can be complex. There's many people involved across operations. It's easy for trends to go unnoticed. And I saw somewhere recently talking about data being like oil. It needs to be captured, refined, and then provided in the right form for utilisation and consumption. And I think that's particularly important when we look at the data piece. And you know, there was some information earlier where it was talked about dairy being data rich. I think it was Cameron, and analysis poor. And we're really going through and looking at how do we change that so that we're analysis rich as well. And that's really about supporting with objective facts, being able to balance that gut feel. It's not about replacing gut feel. It's about how do we support it with objective facts that make operations easier to manage and more profitable. And a key part of that too can be around how do we help forecast or predict future outcomes. So there's a fair bit of detail in this, and it's not there to run through all of the items. But the question here, and I guess it's about understanding, how do we find simplicity in this complexity is one of the key things that we're faced with. So I've got a couple of examples of some of the work that we've started doing from a data insights point of view. There's a little bit from a milk quality dashboard, which is utilising information out of our dairy systems. Cow collar data. So we've got over 4,000 cows in our herd that have rumination activity monitoring, and there's some exciting things that are coming out of that. And also looking at future development. What are the opportunities? What supports better decision making? What's our focus? Delivering this in the right format, delivering it in the right forum at the right time. What's next, and how do we really enable proactive management? So examples of the dashboard. So this is a bit of a mastitis dashboard. And so there's a whole pile of information in here, and being able to use this to understand, okay, when were cows getting mastitis, which cows were getting mastitis, even down to age, and then what were the factors that actually led to this? So environmental conditions, and what do we learn in terms of how do we go through and manage that in the future? And also being able to, I guess, forecast and understand what financial impact might be. Examples of some of the cow collar information, and again, supporting on-farm decision making. So using these for reproduction as well, for heat detection, a natural joining system with less intervention, but also when we go through and have a look, really understanding what are some of the impacts, whether it's heat, whether it's feed availability. So really be able to see what is the impact on the cow, and then what's the impact of our management. Individual cow management, so being able to look, understand cow health, and predicting the opportunity to be able to intervene earlier, understanding that data and taking action. And so there's a real focus for us in how do we better understand, interpret that information, and enable early decision making and action. Onboarding and optimal operating efficiency. So this is really about ensuring that people and farms join our business in a manner which is safe, efficient, effective. Why is this important? We need to have farm systems that are well matched to the farm. Herd and development of the farm team is particularly important. And then have farm planning that supports safe and efficient operations. Have new team members come on board in an appropriate way, appropriate induction, appropriate training, setting out development that enables and supports efficient and effective integration into our business and into our teams. So just to summarise, people, safety and culture, absolute key components to being able to support improving productivity and being able to manage that operational risk and volatility, and just a core focus for our business to ensure that we keep getting better. That continuous improvement is really a key focus. We want to have a culture of productivity with safety. The two aren't mutually exclusive, and we need to continue to build that culture. Having everybody responsible and accountable with farm-based leadership, our farm teams owning and driving the outcome, that's what leads to success. The strength of our Aurora Dairies business is our people, and our strategy is about supporting and empowering our team to be able to drive continuous improvement in capability and outcomes on our farms. So thank you for the opportunity to talk to you all today, and I